So today we're going to talk about Guilty Gear Strive and how I feel about the game since it's been out for about 2 weeks now. I will say I'm pretty happy that the game is doing well. It's sold. What are they now? 300,000 copies. So that's great. And apparently apparently it didn't sell well in Japan. Not that it didn't sell well, but it only sold a couple thousand copies. I'm not sure how much, but apparently a majority of the people that bought the game were from either for overseas, which is honestly not that surprising. I don't think it seems like Guilty Gear would be bigger overseas based on all the references to Western rock and all that. And honestly, it just feels like it would appeal more to the West in general. The character designs seem universal. Like you could like the character designs no matter where you're from. It's not like an Arcana Heart or BlazBlue type of thing where it seems like only the Japanese fans would like that sort of shit. But Guilty Gear design they appeal to almost everybody, which is great. And so since the game is doing well, many streamers and YouTubers are playing the game and getting eyes on it from thousands of people, or people are seeing it. And that's awesome. I saw a Donkey playing it. He was playing it with, what's his name? Penguin Zero or Moist Critical. That's what probably most people know as Moist Critical. He was playing, and they're not, they're just casuals and all, but they were having a good time, and people in the chat were giving them advice how to play it. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how the game is doing. Now, talk about the game as a product. What does it have? Okay, well, it has the story mode, which is just a 5-hour movie. If you played Xrd story mode, it's pretty much the same kind of thing, except in Xrd there was like text boxes you can control how fast story progresses, and this one it's just everyone watches it at the same length. It is pretty entertaining for what it's worth. It's like think of it as like a 12-episode anime, because most 12-episode animes are around 3-4 hours. So think of it like that. Now, it makes no sense at all if you don't know any of the lore previous to Strive. It makes no fucking sense. So what you'd have to do is go look up, lore videos. The game itself does have a glossary and a guide that tells you what happens in each game. The original Guilty Gear XX or XXX Xrd. But I recommend the Wooly versus Guilty Gear lore videos. They're pretty entertaining. I think the lore is really interesting. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense, but it's still really interesting. And that's what the story was. It was stupid, and events happened, and it didn't really make any sense. But the characters are likable enough, and the lore is still, good. So, it worked. It's like Kingdom Hearts, right? Kingdom Hearts doesn't make any sense. But it's better than Kingdom Hearts because Guilty Gear at least has likable characters, which Kingdom Hearts doesn't. I didn't mean to knock Kingdom Hearts, but it's like a pretty good comparison in terms of what's going on. So you got that. So you'll do that, and that'll take 5 hours. So you'll do arcade mode, and apparently arcade mode's kind of lacking compared to other Guilty Gear games. I guess there's not as much dialogue and interesting interactions. But it's arcade mode. I'm sure I haven't played it, but I'm sure you do 8 or 9 matches, 8, 9, 10 matches. And then, you get a special unique ending for the character you decide to pick. So there's that. I mean, it's in every game. There's survival. It's like a mode they just put in because they have to. Not really anything worth talking about, to be honest. There's also, what the hell was it called? The mission mode, which is like the tutorial. The game has a tutorial when you start it, but that doesn't teach you anything. The mission mode is where it teaches you a lot of good, useful tips and tricks of how to get better. It's really there for people that got Strive as their first fighting game. That's why it's there. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I didn't use them much. There was a couple things I tried to mess around. There was the Kara cancel for pot. I'm like, damn, I haven't done a Kara cancel since I played Third Strike for a little bit, but I wasn't very good at it. I don't think anyone can get really good at it. It's like a one-frame thing. I don't think in Strive it is, but in Third Strike it was really hard to do sometimes. But it's there, so that's really good, and it's probably really useful for pot players. I think other characters, like Soul has a Kara cancel with his Fafnir, and I'm not sure who else does. I would have to look into that, but yeah, it's cool. But there's a bunch of tips and tricks how to use Roman cancels, how to deal with certain matchups, or what you can do against certain matchups. So that's really useful. And then other than that, there's the fishing minigame where you just fish for avatar and songs. I still haven't gotten Still in the Dark yet, so I'm kind of pissed about that. I kind of like that I can't just buy it from like the gallery. I have to keep fishing to find my favorite songs, but whatever. There's a bunch of other things. You can look at people's ranking. You can edit your profile, whatever. And then there's training mode. Obviously, training mode very good. No frame data, which kind of sucks because there's a bunch of moves in this game that are just plus, and I don't know how plus. And then I get hit with the counter hit, and the screen fucking freezes. And it's just annoying. I just want to know the frames. I can handle the numbers, Arxis. Just show me the fucking frames, please. But other than that, it's pretty good. You know, you have a nice counterattack setting so you can get the opponent to do whatever you want. You can have them auto burst or YRC or whatever. Yeah, it's good. Then after that, it's just go online. And now we get to shit on the lobbies for the billionth time because they're still bad. They're still bad. You still get failed to connect the dual station. Sometimes an opponent will try to match up with you like 3 times in a row, and it'll just say failed to disconnect. There's still the communicating with the server they have to look at every time you boot up the game, sometimes during the game. But yeah, they're still not great, and they still kind of suck. And apparently there's been a few tournaments that ran them, and they're terrible. If you know how plus R lobbies work, it's kind of like that, where if there's like too many people in like a player match, the lobby just fucking explodes, and everyone has to leave and rejoin and has to keep doing that. So right now they suck. They're terrible. Once you get into the match, it's great. Again, netcode's fantastic. Don't have to mention that again. But the netcode's great. So once you get in the match, it's fine. Everything runs according. The rematch is fast, so it's fine. It's just getting into a match can be a struggle sometimes. I will say for the Celestial floor, I'm on that floor. It doesn't mean shit, but I'm on that floor, and I wish, since there's nowhere really to rank up in Celestial floor, once you get there, you're kind of just there. You can't really go any higher. There should be infinite rematch because there's nothing to rank up for. There's no reason it should be like a best of 3 kind of deal anymore. We should just be able to play as much as we want. Hell, that could be another point for people to get there, or another convincing point for people to get Celestial floor, just so they can get infinite rematch with high-skilled people. And, I mean, it's fine. You get first to 3, and then you have to join the lobby. It's like previous ArcSys games, which is fine, but just make it infinite. There's no reason it shouldn't be. Apparently, you have to get a certain amount of wins. I don't know how it's going to work, but every month, the Celestial floor is going to reset in a way, and you have to get a certain amount of wins, or else you'll get kicked off, and you'll have to challenge it from, like, the floors again. I don't know if I'm gonna even, because I'm in there now. I got there like the first week, and I'm sure a lot of people did, but I mean, I'll just get there and then see at the end of I played a good amount. I've won some games, but we'll see how many wins they require. And if I get kicked out, then I probably won't do it again, because grinding that just seems like a gigantic pain in the ass. I'm gonna be completely honest. Even grinding it the first time, like, you have to win 5 out of 6 matches in Celestial. I'm like, damn, dude, that's kind of rough. Like, what if you get paired against, like, I don't know, Fame, or I don't know who else is playing the game, Deb, or someone like really good like that, and you're just, I mean, sure, you could win, but like, the odds are just not in your favor. Winning in 5 out of 6 matches is really hard. In the beginning, like the first week of this game, it's not, because a lot of people that got up there aren't very good, and they got Celestial status, even though they don't really know how to play a fighting game barely, or they don't block, or they lose to my Mei, who has literally 10 minutes in the lab time, and we'll talk about that later. But I guess it's fine. I sometimes just go to the park. Like, if I play Celestial sets, I sometimes get bored. I'd rather just go to the park and mess around with like secondaries, because infinite rematch is just more casual in general. But other than that, I think the ranking system, I don't know how it'll be in the long run, but for now, I think it does a pretty good job of getting people of similar skill level matched with each other. Way better than any other fighting game, pretty much, ever. Yeah. Like, in previous Guilty Gears, you go to the player room or lobby, and, you're kind of just rolling the dice of whether or not you'll get someone around your skill level, which makes it kind of going back to, like, Plus R kind of annoying, because you might get paired up with someone who has, like, 10,000 games, and I'm like, well, I mean, sometimes I'll run the set, but like it's like clearly you're way better than I am. I don't mind I don't mind fighting someone better than me, but like I love playing people around my skill level. That's when fighting games are the best, in my opinion. Is when you face someone around your skill level. And even in Strive, with the way the floors are done and how they do a pretty decent job of matching people up within the Celestial floor, there's like a huge gap between people that know how to play the game, people that are like really put in a lot of time into it. You got guys like Lord Knight and Fame and Punk and Sonic Fox in the Celestial floor, and Leffen or whatever, like really good, like pros to an extent. And then you got guys who got their week one because they got, I don't know, lucky to an extent. They picked their battles and they picked like Soul Mayor Ram as their character, and they kind of cheesed their way in. I mean, I play Ram too, so I'm not innocent or anything, but at least I've won plenty. I've beat pretty good people, I think for whatever the skill level or for whatever the game is at now. I beat some pretty good people, I think. I think I deserve to be there, maybe. I don't know. It's cool to be up there, though. You can be like a dick and talk down to people on the floors. But other than that, right, for now, it does a good job. We'll see in the long run, though. Now on to the actual game itself. I don't know how to feel about this game. I really don't know. It's very beautiful. For one, it's a very pretty game. I will never knock that. But I don't know. Like, I guess I'll start with some things I like. Obviously, the visuals, great. The music, it's come to, like I said, it takes a bit. Like, at first, I didn't really like a lot of the vocal checks, but now, after a while, they're really starting to grow on me. So, and I listen to those a lot in my car now, so that's a great sign. That means there'll just be more Guilty Gear music I can add to spice things up. But, so that's really good. I play Ram, right? So, my Ram compared to her Exert self is way dumbed down. Like, it's not even, you can't even argue she isn't. She's incredibly dumbed down. Her combos, I did like Exert Ram combos, combo trials like 2 days ago just to see. I'm like, wow. She really lost like a lot of her moves. She doesn't have any of her combination attack. Well, she has like, what, I think one or two, or just one like tied to her Rekka, and that's it. She used to have so many. Her combos were like really intricate and hard to do, and had just frames. And her Oki was mad good, and she had another super that she doesn't have in this game. But overall, I think she's much better in this game compared to her Exert self, just because she's so much simpler, and everything she does is good. Like her far slash is a great button. Her jumping slash is a great button. Jumping heavy slash is a great button. Her 5K is a great button. 2K is a great button. Jumping K is a great button. Her JP is a godlike button. That shit stops anything. Obviously, her sword throws are really good. She has a bunch of nasty mix-ups and corner throw loops she can do in the corner. She's incredibly good. She is fun to play with. I like it, but at the same time, sometimes I feel like, wow. I feel like I'm getting carried really hard when I play as Ram. There's just shit that happens that I'm like, okay, I might be getting carried a bit. Because, like, her 2H can sometimes hit people, like, on the other side of you, and it's funny. But it's like, at the same time, like, all right, that probably needs to be reworked a bit. Same for her DP or her reversal super. Sometimes that shit hits behind, and it's just, it's a little. I mean, I learned some cool shit. Some purple RC cancels. She has like a jumping overhead attack where you can cancel it like at the last second. You can do a PRC drift cancel down, and you can do anything there. You could go for a low, a throw, or your dust. So I've been doing that, and that's been working out pretty well. The rapid cancel system in general is great. It's just, there's a lot of applications you can use it for. You can use it to whiff punish. You can use it to cancel, obviously. YRC is like the dead angle, so you can get people off you. You use them for mix-ups. Yeah, pretty good. It's definitely one of the things that makes the characters like feel like they have the tools, or feel like they have enough tools. It's obviously don't have any of the tools like they had back in the previous game, or as many tools, but the Roman cancel system is trying to make up for that. I don't like that. I don't really like that. I prefer the character to just have a bunch of tools with the system mechanics. With Strive, they're like, okay, we'll take a bunch of tools out and moves from these characters, but we'll replace it with a Roman cancel system that's more intricate than the previous ones. So you're replacing character moves with system mechanics, and I don't know if I like that. I mean, here's the thing, right? Look at Mei. I can't. If you were a Mei player in like Plus R and Xrd, I can't imagine you liking Mei in this game, honestly. Just because she had so much cool shit. She had like the dolphin Oki, where she could like leave the dolphin like on the ground. She had like a ball thing she could do. She had like a really weird anchor spin move in Plus R. She had like what was it? The fucking spinning punch moves. It wasn't good or anything, but it was a cool looking move. What was the other thing? You could ride the dolphin at Xrd. I didn't even know that until like a couple days ago. I was like, damn, you can actually ride the dolphin. That's cool. Her combo routes in general were just more interesting. But now she's literally just dolphin. She is dolphin and jumping heavy. That's the entire character. Dolphin, jumping heavy, and then the command grab. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I spent 10 minutes with her in the lab, and I was already beating people. You know, people that most people would consider to be decent at the game. I was beating people. I wasn't even thinking. I'm not thinking when I play her. I'm not optimizing anything. I'm just throwing jumping heavy and running around with Dolphin, and they just don't know what to do. And it's just so ignorant that I can do something like that. But again, I just play Mei for fun. I guess fun, but to be a bully, I don't know. Yeah, it's Zarx's fault for putting that character like that. Like, Mei and Soul are just fucking bullies. Mei more so, maybe. I don't know. But I mess around with her. Like I say, Ram's my main for the moment. The other thing is I really can't get find a character I really, really like. I've tried a bunch. I've tried characters I never even touched, like Axel, Zato, and well, that's it. I've touched the other characters before in previous games, but Axel and Zai, I tried them. Like, Axel's not bad, but like he has such his anti-air routes and like Plus R are like insane. Like the Axel bomber loops, I think you can do it in a try, but you kind of gotta force it to work. You gotta like TK the input, and it's gotta be in the corner. It just doesn't seem worth it. I mean, it probably is worth it. I don't know. I'm not an Axel player. But I picked up Kai in this game. I like Kai a lot in Plus R. I don't really care for him much in Xrd, but in Strive, I think he's okay. I might end up maining him. I don't know. I've been playing him a bit. I'm like, all right. I mean, he's basic. He's Kai, but you know, his moves look cool, and I like how some of those the properties work for the shock state thing. So I might continue with him in the future. And honestly, he seems like a much more fair character. I feel like I'll feel better about myself if I beat people as Kai rather than beat them as Ram or Mei, to be honest. The game still hasn't had an update yet. It's been like 2 weeks. I guess it would be too soon. We're still everyone's still trying to figure things out. But for now, I'm kind of moving around here. Ram for now. Ram's the main for now, but I might be moving around. So yeah. And the one thing this concerns me with the character losing to it is like the longevity of the game. It was funny. I was watching one of Majin Obama's streams, and he was like saying if everyone drops Strive in a couple months, he's gonna talk mad shit, and I will join him on that talking of mad shit, because a lot of people are playing it. They're all hyped and excited and playing it, but I don't like. It still might have a decent fan base. Like, it definitely has succeeded in attracting casuals. And, I mean, I guess that was the point of the game, to attract casuals and not actual fighting game players. To an extent. But it succeeded. It sold really well. It'll probably break 1 million copies soon. Maybe, I don't know, I hope. But whether or not this game will last long, like, people are saying, some people are saying there's, like, a lot of small things, like, depth-wise. There's a lot of small things about the game, like how certain wall breaks and certain interactions. And I can see like the Roman cancel system definitely having I've had a bunch of really weird interactions with the Roman cancel system. Some in my favor, some not. Like, for example, I did I did Ram's overhead jump, her overhead like jumping ability 214K in the air, and then my opponent jumped at me, so I didn't know what to do. So I panicked, Roman canceled, and then grabbed him. I was like, that was really. I felt pretty good about that, to me. I was like, damn, I reacted and picked the perfect option. I was like, that's good. But there's a bunch of other weird things that can happen with the cancel system. But other than that, like, I don't see like a Mei, Sol, or Ram really developing much more than this. I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong. But like, specifically Mei, she really doesn't have anything that you could really, really like focus on. I could be wrong. But like, her optimal combo is like fucking, I don't know, 5S, 5H, Dolphin, Rapid Cancel, and then a Roman Cancel, and then 5H Heavy Dolphin, 5H Heavy Dolphin, until they break the wall, and then you super or you do 6H. And I don't think that's going to change. Sol, same. He's got like, I don't know, far slash, heavy slash, banded bringer, Roman Cancel, 2H, and then into banded, was it revolver? Revolver's a 2-kick one, right? So 5S, 5H, banded revolver, Roman Cancel, 2H, banded bringer, or maybe something else. I don't know. But I don't see him. Ram, same. Ram, there's a lot more interesting things you can do, like, because her sword mix, her sword throw mix in the corner is so damn good. You can do like anything. Run up 5K, or I mean, run up, jump 5K, and then dash, do another one. Literally just fucking run up and throw their ass. Run up low, run up overhead. You get a lot of options in the corner. Running her offense is quite fun. I will say that. That's one thing I really like about Ram. Running your offense is good, and it feels a little more complex than just Sol, where you just press far slash, and Mei, where you just either Dolphin or don't Dolphin. That's just how it is. But now to talk about whether or not I'm going to be playing it long term, I don't know. I think it's a bad sign that I think 2 days ago I decided to boot up Plus R and did like a 3-hour session there, and I don't think that's a very good sign. That I'm already wanting to go back to play Plus R, you know. And I'm kind of interested in going back. Used to play VSAV a little bit. I kind of want to go back to play that a bit more. I'm very interested in the new Melty Blood coming out. When that drops September 30th, I'll probably just forget about Strive for the next 2 weeks after that. Melty Blood looks like to be definitely my type of game. It looks like a mix between Under Night and then old Melty Blood. But yeah, that's gonna be on PC now with the rollback. Hopefully it's good. That's the one thing we are sure about. It's good. I think the gameplay is gonna be great. Hopefully they add Alco. She was my main in the old one, but I'm definitely excited for that. If Strive can keep me playing even through like the Meltspro release, and then later down the line with the KOF 15 release, then it's succeeded. But for now, here's the thing: there's not really any big games coming out now. I mean, there's a couple of games, but there's like the games I want are like Tales of Arise, or pretty much anything, almost everything Nintendo's doing in this fall. SMT5, Metro Dread, things like that. But right now in the summer, we kind of have a dry spell. So Strive came out at a pretty good time, right? There's no new fighting games either coming out, and not until Melting Blood. And there's really no big games that I'm interested in. So I'll probably play it just because I have really nothing else to play at the moment. But whether or not I'm going to play it long term, we'll see. I'm happy for the game's success, but I don't know if it's for me. But yeah, this was I just want to get this all aired out. That doesn't make any sense. I just want to talk this out, I guess, and get my feelings on the game. Okay, yeah. Thank you for listening.